I kind of want to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Do you remember what the first album is that you bought?
First album. God. The first one I remember hearing was Michael Jackson, and it was the album that Thriller was on. I forget the name of the album off the top of my head. That's the one I remember hearing first. I think the first CD I bought was like the Bob the Builder soundtrack, which was like a cartoon in England that was like, I don't know, for kids. That's the first CD I ever purchased. Yeah, I don't think you could class it as an album.
So then, what did you listen to growing up?
Like AC/DC and Foo Fighters, Muse. I was like a big rock kid when I was growing up. So yeah, it was quite varied, but like quite a lot of rock stuff. I started playing guitar before I started singing, so I was properly like into solos and like Thunderstruck by AC/DC and like Guns N' Roses and yeah.
So what age did you pick up the guitar?
I think I was about 13. But, well, I think I started a bit earlier than that, but I properly started to focus on it when I was about 13.
So how did your interest in music start, sort of?
My dad is like a huge fan of music. In fact, my whole family really, my mum and my sister, they're really into music as well. So, yeah, my dad had a massive like record collection. So he was always like showing me new music and taking me to gigs. Like I went to see AC/DC in Paris with him when I was 9 and went to see Muse together and Underworld and The Prodigy, and I went to see Slipknot with my dad, which was interesting. But yeah, I've seen quite a few bands with him, so he got me into it all.
And then, what was the point that you started writing music yourself?
I think he bought me like a recording interface when I was about probably somewhere like 14, 15, because I was sitting in my room playing guitar and like coming up with loads of like new things, like original stuff, and a week later I'd like forget it and it would be gone forever. So he like encouraged me to like start recording it. So yeah, I think about 14, 15.
So are we talking about the guitar now or also lyrics?
Well, it started with like guitar, and then when I was like, I think 15, I bought a drum kit, and then the same year I bought a bass. So I started playing drums and bass, and then I bought some more recording stuff, and then once I had like all the stuff I needed to make a song, I started singing. So yeah, it just all kind of led on from like the guitar. But I was probably like, when I started writing proper songs, I think I was probably like 16.
Do you remember the first song you wrote you were proud of?
Yeah, there's a song called Office Sheep that I wrote at university when I was like 19. And that was the first song that I thought, this is a proper song. Like this is like a well thought out, structured song that doesn't sound like, I don't know, like a baby kind of wrote it. Everything before that was a bit like rubbish.
So what did you write about then before?
Oh, I had a girlfriend that I wrote a few songs for, and they were all terrible. Like, she was away for like a month on holiday once, and I wrote a couple of awful songs like, I really miss you, oh god, everything's so hard. So, yeah.
Did
good.
you play them for her though?
I sent them to her, yeah. I've still got them like somewhere on my computer, but they're not going to be released into the world.
So then, once you were 19, you started. You wrote your first song you were proud of. What sort of changed then?
I went to do a degree in London in songwriting. I went to the London Centre of Contemporary Music and started, you know, like really diving into what it was like being a songwriter and the technique of it and lyrics and, you know, structure and form and composition and all that stuff. So I really started to think about it then, and I had a really good teacher called Jez Ashurst who has done quite a lot of kind of writing in the UK music scene and out in America as well. You know, he's quite a big writer, so I was really lucky to have him as a teacher the first year, and he taught me loads, which is cool. And then the last year I had a really good teacher called Mark Valance, and he was wicked as well. So I had actual people who had been in the industry and written songs like professionally, teaching us not how to write, but what we should look out for if we're working in the music industry, which was really, really useful.
What is the biggest lesson?
The most memorable one is always bring biscuits to a session, or like some snacks. Always bring snacks, because if you bring snacks, everyone's gonna like you. You know, it's a good start. I think that's
That's the big. Okay, cool.
That's the most
memorable.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I want to fast forward a little bit. The song "Leave a Light On."
Mm.
What sort of place were you in when you wrote that?
Yeah, a bit of a dark place, I guess. It was about one of my friends who had got themselves into a bit of a bad way, and kind of was running away from a bit of a underlying problem. And me and a couple of her friends had pulled them up on it, and kind of we weren't getting through. You know what I mean? And also at the same time, my auntie had passed away, and she was super young, and she'd like died in a, in a really like sudden way, which was kind of heartbreaking. So both of those things together at the same time, I kind of wanted to write a song for like my family and my friends, just being like, I know we're going through some hard times, but it's all alright. Like, I got your back. We're in it together. So yeah, that was what inspired the song.
So does writing sort of help you deal with situations like that?
Yeah, I would say so. I think writing's kind of like a bit of a therapy for me. I think it's strange to see how many people have connected with that song on like a personal level, because I kind of wrote it selfishly for me. You know what I mean? I didn't write it thinking, oh, this is gonna like help people through their problems. I was like, this is gonna help me. And it's really strange to see how many people have messaged me saying, I can really connect with this song and I'm going through a similar thing. Even if they don't know what the song was about, they feel like they can connect with it, which I think is really cool. And one of the reasons why I think the song's doing quite well, because people seem to be able to connect to it on a personal level, which is, yeah, it's really nice.
Did you also get reactions from your family and friends?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, I played it to my friend who it was about, and he's totally cool now. Like this was 2 years ago, so our lives are completely different. That was one very specific moment, and it wasn't anything that got dragged out for ages. It was just a bit of a dark week in my life. You know what I mean?
But when you played it for him, do you remember his reaction?
I played it live, and I kind of told him it was about him afterwards. But I don't think he was offended at all. I think he was like, thanks for having my back. You know what I mean? So yeah, but we've been best friends for like a long time, so it's all good. It's not like I wrote it about somebody that didn't, that I didn't have the right to write about it. It's kind of like we've been friends for years, so yeah.
But is it difficult to play it for someone you wrote it about, like a song like that?
I've definitely written songs about people where I've probably been a bit out of line. Say if I was like really annoyed on the day, or like really upset, I've written a song about one, like a friend, and I never showed it to them because I was really upset, and it wasn't really fair to put something like that out. I feel like if it's justified and you live with it, you put it out, but I don't want to go around like messing over my friends by recording bad songs about them. It's not really right, is it? Yeah. Thanks for the inspiration. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there maybe a reaction from a fan that stands out to you?
Yeah, there was a lad who got in touch with me saying that he kind of had like a gambling addiction, and that the song had really helped him, and he was in like recovery, and he hadn't gambled for like a long time, and the song had kind of like really helped him through like a dark time when he was thinking about going back to it all. So I just thought that was really cool, because like gambling is definitely not anything that I had in my mind for the song, but I can see why somebody who gets themselves into a really like dark place with gambling would connect to the song. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
Mm. So is there a message you want to give to people like in your music, or does it just kind of happen?
I don't think I'm not trying to preach to people. I'm just telling like stories of small sections in my life that really mean a lot to me. Like there's a song called Blessings, which is about like me, and like when I lived in a house with like I think like 7 people, and we never had any money the whole time we were there, but we always made the most of living in London and like staying in together and having a few beers and having a laugh and being social, even though like we had absolutely no money. So it's just like the album's going to be little glimpses like into my life, but it's funny, every song you put out, people seem to really be able to connect with some of the stuff, because obviously I've got like just a normal guy from Manchester. Like I think a lot of people have got similar like things that have happened in their life that have happened to me. So I think that's why the songs kind of connect with people. But yeah, I'm not trying to like send anyone a message.
Is there maybe one artist artist that comes to mind um, that you can connect to the way?
I really like Paolo Nutini. I
Mm.
think he's fantastic, and all three of his albums have just been amazing. So, yeah, it's really, really cool. I definitely look up to him as an artist, especially in terms of a performer. Like he did Eye and Sky live at Abbey Road, and that was incredible, and just really cool to watch. So yeah, kind of aspire to be able to perform that well. So I'm working on it.
But like only performance-wise, or also?
Now lyrically as well, I think especially in the first album, there was a lot of songs that I kind of like at the time when I was quite young. I don't know when that album came out, but I was probably like, I don't know, like 16 or something maybe, and I just felt like I could really connect with what he was saying on that album, because I was a bit of a teenager and there was like some cool stuff on there. So yeah.
I have to wrap it up. So
That's cool. No worries.
Final question: what are your ambitions?
For this year or in general?
Yeah,
for this year.
For this year.
Well, I can't play Glastonbury this year because it's not on. I wanted to play at Glastonbury again because I did it for the first time last year. That was amazing. Get an album out that people really connect with, and make it right, and make it a statement, and make it proper. I'm really excited about it, and it's nearly finished. It's going to be coming out in the next, I don't know, 6 months or something. So yeah, just make an album that I'm proud of, that people like.
Is there something you can tell about the album?
Yeah, it's going to be called What a Time to Be Alive, because it's a bit crazy at the moment, isn't it? The last 2 years have been a bit crazy for me, and I feel like also like a lot of stuff that's gone on, I don't know, in the UK, in America, in politics in general, is just a bit crazy. So that's where I got the title from.
Okay, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Pleasure, nice one.